A Democratic mayoral candidate in Topeka, Kansas has been targeted in a disgusting smear campaign that wrongly ties him to sexual assault. And he's actually suing as a result of this slander. His name is Brandon Whipple. And interestingly enough, this ad that's been pushed out not only wrongly ties him to sexual assault, the actual individual who was accused of doing these things was a Republican. So this is how Republicans play, right? Now, Brandon Whipple, the mayoral candidate who's been targeted, is a Democrat. And let me give you some more details on this ad. The ad used allegations and quotations from a 2017 story in the Kansas City Star and the Wichita Eagle, in which college-age female legislative interns complained about lewd comments and sexual harassment at the State House. In the story, a woman who served as a legislative intern in 2009 described an experience she had on the Senate floor with a Republican senator. Whipple is a Democrat who serves in the House. Neither the woman nor the senator are named in the story, okay? So I wanna give you a quote from the story that was not against Whipple, but it was a similar theme that was used in the attack ad against him. So the woman says, he just came up, she said in the 2017 story, and it was just like a very passing comment. Like he looked at me, he smiled, he said, hey, do your panties match your outfit? And then winked and then walked on by. To tie those allegations to someone who's completely innocent just to destroy his chances in this mayoral race just gives you a sense of how dirty some Republican politicians are willing to play.
Remember when Kavanaugh was going through his whole situation when he was getting confirmed? I know I brought this up before. And then I can't remember exactly the Republican who said, hey, when you guys have a nominee come up, we're gonna just smear them and throw things at them. They're saying like this never happens, like they've never done it this way. This is the calling card of many folks. I'm not saying every Republican, every candidate that runs does this type of stuff, but this is the degrees you go to make sure to see if you can win something. Just, hey, we'll throw it out there, even though we know exactly what's happened, we know the actual the offenders in the situation, but we'll throw it out there and say it's them because we know enough people will believe it on our side. Number two, where was it posted? I looked it up and I clicked on it to see if I could find this video. It was supposed to be on Facebook where it was hosted until it got taken down.
Right.
Mark Zuckerberg goes in front of Congress and answers these questions and defiantly says, I'm gonna continue to allow lies to be posted on the site because it's just a politician, they never lie. He knows that already, but it's actually about the money. So you know who heard that? Lying politicians hear that and they go and do it. Elizabeth Warren tried to make a point, AOC tried to make a point and said, hey, what if we post things that are lying on your site? Except when they do it, they said, hey, you guys, this is a lie. Because many Democrats are way too honest when they try to make a point. Hey, just do it. Just make it happen and have them go ahead and deal with the results. Let's not post things. I was frustrated when Elizabeth Warren did that. She posted on Facebook and said, hey, you guys, this isn't a real ad. But if it were, it would be right in line with Zuckerberg's policy. No, don't do that. Just hit him.
Yeah, well, okay, so this is a similar point that I made when I was debating Cenk on the topic. Because Twitter and Facebook have approached these slanderous ads in very different ways. Mark Zuckerberg with Facebook doesn't want to police any of it, so he'll allow those lies in these political ads without policing. And then Twitter is like, we don't want to deal with it, we're just gonna ban political ads, period, right? So, look, neither option is great, but if I had to choose, I would go the Twitter route because allowing these types of defamatory videos to just like spread all over a social media platform is so disastrous, right? You feel like you have no way of fighting back. But Cenk disagrees. He thinks that it really does hinder or hurt, let's say, someone who wants to primary an incumbent, right? Maybe a progressive candidate, whatever it is. But progressives aren't gonna play dirty like this, right? Like I mentioned, this is the type of system that's gonna be exploited by bad actors. And most of those bad actors, whether Republicans wanna believe it or not, are on the right. You're not gonna have someone on the left, play these dirty games, and I'm glad. I don't want them to play
because
those
many of their
dirty
supporters would be against it. It's again, it's exactly the way they approach. If the cops come out and have a press conference and say, yeah, the First Federal Bank was robbed this morning, we're not gonna do much about it. The next Criminal's gonna say, oh, that bank is wide open for business.
Right.
Somebody who is not a criminal will become a criminal because of that announcement. Like, what? Yeah.
It's so true. So this is terrible stuff. Luckily, Facebook has taken the ad down and Whipple is launching a lawsuit. But what was fascinating is the actress who was hired for the ad had no idea what was going on. That's what she claims. She says that she was under the impression that she was shooting a PSA in regard to sexual harassment. And she says, knowing that it's a lie now, I just feel terrible. All I want to do is like hug the people that I've tarred in this whole thing and just apologize because I had no idea. And her quote goes on and on. This dude, Whipple, has a family, he has kids, a wife. And Whipple came out and said, this is what they do. This is what they do. They don't like my politics, so they're gonna go ahead and resort to these disgusting
Again,
smears.
it's a no-name guy who put it together. They tracked him down. He was in the office of other Republicans that have worked there. They don't know anything about him, of course. But they don't care that a no-name gets caught. There's a bunch of, you can come up as collateral damage as long as you help the cause. So you can get probably arrested, sued, lawsuits, everything can go against this guy. But it's okay, because a certain percentage of this lie is gonna stick.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's certain people who watch that ad on Facebook and come election day, they're gonna be like, yeah, Whipple's, that's that guy who raped those girls. And it's gonna stick to a certain degree, and that's all they needed.
And even if an ad can't be put out anywhere else, there is still value for a local race, a small city local race, putting this on Facebook.
Yeah.
And Mark Zuckerberg is like, yeah, sure, do it. I'm down for the First Amendment for everything, unless it's a movie being made about me.
Right, right, yes, exactly.
Then it's like, lock that up.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.